Hey guys, it's Marcus here with a special update. And yes, as many people have been asking and emailing, I am still alive. The last video that you guys got from me was probably a little disturbing, but kind of eye-opening to the problems that I deal with. About a month and a half ago, the video that I sent out that you can see on the blog was all about my current condition. We were about to move to Florida and change our life and things like that. And a lot of you guys have known that for some time now, I have been dealing with a drinking issue, right? And that drinking issue is due to mental illness and all kinds of different things that have made me, kind of not so good at times and have some bad thoughts. And the last video you guys saw was all about that, being rushed to the hospital and going to rehab and things like that. And that's basically where I had been for the last 30 days. Right? The last 30 days I was in rehab and going through and learning how to live life sober. So if any of you guys out there are struggling with alcohol and don't know how to stop or can't stop, definitely get yourself some help and ask for that help and get the help that you need. Let's see if I can get the right picture there. Right, because it's definitely a good thing. Now, when I went into rehab, I probably look like this guy here, just completely scared to death, not knowing what to expect, but I knew that I needed some kind of help. I knew I needed something that was outside of myself, and that's why this video is entitled What to Do When Willpower Isn't Enough. And you see, I was freaked out about the rehab and everything like that, but I actually found out that in addition to being clean for 30 days and dealing with that stuff and learning how to be clean for the rest of my life and understanding the fact that I do have an issue here, I also learned a lot of things about life, about psychology, and about people. And naturally, being the teacher that I am of internet marketing, I want to bring that stuff to you. I want to show you some of the things that I learned and help you get the results that you want online. Whether it's making a bunch of money, making enough to, pay your mortgage, or whatever it is that you want, whether you want to, make a whole ton of money, whatever it is you want, I want to help you get that result. And I want to help you understand what to do when willpower isn't enough. Because a lot of people come to me and they say, Marcus, I've tried a lot of different things. I've tried tons of things, but nothing seems to be working. Now, a lot of people are very, very, very big on willpower, as I was with my drinking. I wanted to stop. I needed to stop. I knew that something had to give, something had to change. But when it came to me, I wasn't able to do it, right? The willpower wasn't enough to get me where I wanted to go. And maybe you can relate. Maybe you've been trying this internet business and you feel like nothing's working the way that you want it to, or it's not working as fast as you want or as good as you want, or you're just not where you want to be. You're not, quote unquote, getting it. Very, very important. Because over the last 6 weeks or so, I've learned a lot about human nature on top of what I already had thought. And I've learned that sometimes in life, willpower just isn't enough. And let's see if I can scroll this page down here. Right? So here's what to do when willpower isn't enough. Because obviously I wanted something very bad. I wanted it very bad. And I couldn't do it. Right? And so one of the things that I learned when willpower isn't enough, number one, I need to follow the path of those who have the result that I want. Right? Just like these little ducks here following the big duck. What you want to do is you want to find the person who has the result you want. So in my case, let's go find someone who hasn't drank for a long time, who struggled. Right? Someone who is where I was and has where I want to be. So you would want to find someone who has struggled and made their way in online marketing, much like myself, where, in the beginning it wasn't completely easy. It wasn't handed to me. I didn't start with a bunch of money. I started off just learning as I went and looking at what was out there. But I realized another big thing about human nature, and that is, if you are unable to get the result you want just on willpower alone, right? Like people who want to diet and people who want to do these things. The steps are there. Oftentimes it's really easy and it's within our grasp, yet we just can't do it. Right now, some people would say this is because you're weak-willed, or you don't have enough power, or you don't have enough information, or whatever. And a lot of people come to me and they say, Marcus, when it comes to this internet marketing stuff, when it comes to doing all these things, sometimes I feel like I'm just not getting it, or I'm dull. Right? Now, what's going on is something a little bit more deep, and that is that you just have a blind spot to the solution. Okay, we're going to cover this a little bit more, but you have a blind spot to the solution. Just as I thought the only way to handle my problem was by sheer willpower, because a lot of people who know me say you have a strong will, right? You have a strong will. You go after what you want, you make it happen, yet this one thing was something that I couldn't do on my own. And the reason is that I had a blind spot that I could not see. So I want you to think for a minute and entertain the fact that perhaps in your internet marketing and in your life in general, there are blind spots. There's simply something that you are not seeing that contains the solution that you're looking for. Now, I don't want you to think about this all at once, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to help you to see these blind spots. I'm going to work with you personally to go through these and say, okay, what is it that you're not seeing that if you saw, you would be able to be successful, right? And that's why oftentimes we see people who seemingly have overnight success, right? It's because something that they did was in the realm of the blind spot that a lot of other people have. Very, very, very important, because it only goes down to two different things. Number one is either you really don't know the answer, right? Perhaps you don't know the answer to the thing, like what is the answer to making money online? Maybe you don't know what it is, but if you've been on my webinars and my videos for a while, I'm sure that you do know the answer. But one of the other things is that you might be unable to recognize the solution. Okay, let me say that again. Either you really don't know the answer, or you're unable to recognize the solution. Very, 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 very important, right? Because the way that our minds work is we look for solutions and we look for things. And we look for them in the realm of our experience, right? That means if I tell you something new, you go back through your experiences and try to fit it to something that already exists. Okay? Very, very, very interesting to look at, because this leaves blind spots to information that you do not currently have. Right? So you look at it and you say the information that Marcus has obviously has made him successful. And it's made him able to make money in many, many, many different markets and make a bunch of money seemingly pretty simply, right? And we look at that and we say, okay, well, what's the difference? Either there's an answer that I have that you don't know, or there's a solution that I have that you are not recognizing as the solution because it's not being put into things that you already know. We're going to get into this a little bit later as well. So what I want you to realize is that what you have done so far has not given you the results that you want. Okay, so all up until now, all the thinking and all the work that you've done up until now has not worked the way that you want it to. Is that fair to say? I want you to answer that for yourself right now and say, has what I've done given me the result that I want? Am I where I want to be? Am I making the money that I want to make? Have the things that I've done worked the way that I want them to work? If the answer is no, I want you to keep watching this video. Very important. And if it's yes, watch it anyway, because it's entertaining and we'll have some good stuff for you at the end as well. All right, so what we want to do is we want to look at that and say, okay, well, what have I done? And why hasn't it worked? Because up until now, you have a lot of proof of what doesn't work, right? You think about all the people who struggle with internet marketing and have all these things and don't work and buy all these things and it just doesn't work for them. And you think about it and you say, well, that could be just a big waste of money or a waste of time or whatever, let's all give up. Or you could say, hey, look, those people have figured out successfully how to not do internet marketing. So if I could follow what they're doing and take that out of what I'm doing, then I can be successful. And that comes to our next point, which is the ability to turn our challenges into opportunities. Very, 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 very overlooked, right? Because we want to look at this and we want to be able to turn our challenges, turn the things that are struggling us right now. So you might be saying, well, my challenge is learning how to build a website, or my challenge is learning how to find a niche market, or my challenge is the technical stuff, or buying ads or getting traffic. And whatever your challenge is, we want to look at it and not throw the 10,000-pound weight at our computer, but we want to look at this and say, how can I turn this to something that I can use as an opportunity? Very, very overlooked concept, because I want you to really look at this, because all the stuff in this video is going to be part of my training that's coming up, that I'm going to show you in detail how this works. Okay, and I want to show you that you can turn challenges into opportunities. For example, one of the things with us is we're not moving to Florida. Okay, that was kind of a big blow, but I understand. It's like, yeah, we shouldn't move across the country if I have a drinking problem. I should probably get that solved first, because the problem with moving to Florida is I'm still going to be there and I'm still going to be me, right? I'm still going to have this struggle. But I can turn the challenge into opportunity. For example, I went and had the challenge. It was very scary to go to the rehab and go through things, but now I have tons of notes and tons of things I can help people with. It was pretty much crazy selling our house, but now I have something I can use as an opportunity to build a product. Now I have something I can use as an opportunity to help other people. And it gains new insight, and you can turn every single challenge that you have into an opportunity. Perhaps you don't know how to build a website, and that's your big struggle. What if you were to go learn how to build a website and document it and show other people? Just in the same way that we sold our house on our own without a realtor, and we documented everything so that we can help other people do it and save a lot of money. Same thing when you do a repair to something. Everything you do, whether it's small, little, minuscule knowledge, seemingly so simple to you that no one will want it, chances are people want it. And that's what the Google AdWords tool teaches us, is that people want these results. Much in the same way that you come to me looking for a result of internet marketing and learning these things, people are turning to the internet to find solutions for their problems. And the good thing is you can make money by turning your challenges into opportunities and helping other people get the results that you've gotten, or the results that you can help them with. Very, very, very key to making money, right? We are here to help people, and I know a lot of people struggle with this, and they say, well, Marcus, I want to do something online that's ethical and helps people. Guys, you've known me for a long time, and you know that I always try to be as ethical as possible while making money, right? Because we are in a business, we are here to profit, and there's nothing wrong with that, right? There's nothing wrong with profiting while doing something and while helping people. It's definitely good. It's definitely hand in hand, right? Very important. That's why, people get paid for things. And we want to learn this, and we want to be able to take things to these people in an ethical way. And I'm going to show you how to do that. I'm going to show you how to go to bed at night completely happy about what you did for your work during that day. Now, turn your challenge into opportunities. We're going to go into this a little bit more as well. Sorry for the length of this video. I haven't done a video in about a month and a half, so I'm a little excited here. I like this stuff, right? I've missed you guys, and I've wanted to come back and teach you guys everything that I learned, because I have notebooks full of things that will help you, not just in business, but in life in general. Now, let's take a look at this. So we can turn our challenges into opportunities. One of your challenges is you're not getting the results you want, and you've probably spent a good amount of money trying to learn this stuff. Now, I want you to look at the stuff that you've learned so far and just kind of put it on the back burner. And I want you to turn this seeming challenge, because right now you have a seeming challenge. And the challenge is that you've gotten these things and you've spent money, you've tried to learn this business, right? That is the big challenge and the big opportunity. Because I want you to look at this quote. And this quote is from my rehab counselor, I think. It might be from someone else, but I heard him say it. That's where I heard it. And he said, a smart man learns from his mistakes. That means you learn from your mistakes. A genius learns from the mistakes of others. So what can you learn from the mistakes of you yourself and the mistakes of other people who have come before you and tried to do things? Because as Tony Robbins says, success leaves clues, and nothing succeeds like success. That is the best thing out there, right? And we look at that and we say, okay, what are the clues? What is it we can do to look at this stuff and reverse engineer it? Now, back to our topic of what to do when willpower is not enough. You might want this really, really bad, right? And I want you to take a minute and think about how badly you would like to have a site that makes money or be able to be successful in internet marketing business. Now, I'm going to steal one of the lines from what I heard, and it's that this is not for people who want it. Okay, wanting it isn't enough. It's not even for people who need it, right? There's plenty of people out there who need extra money. It's for people who do it, right? You quite simply have to do it. Now, notice it says do it, not think about it, not speculate about it, not grind it till you understand every little thing, but it's for those who do it. And we have our picture of our guy getting his work done here. Now, I want you to realize another thing that I see as a big flaw, because over the last 6 weeks, even though I haven't been here teaching you, I have been thinking about you. And I have been learning things and saying, hey, I wonder if that can help my student actually learn more. And so one of the things was don't be too busy to get stuff done, right? Because a lot of people are out there doing busy work. And up until now, the way that we get paid was by going to work and doing busy work, and we get a check. Now, in entrepreneurship, if that's a word, right, it's a little bit different because we have to make our own way. We have to do our own thing. And we don't get paid for busy work. We don't get paid for setting up a website for ourselves. We might get paid for setting one up for another person, but we got to sell it to them, right? So you have to do the things that get you paid. So don't be too busy learning or doing things that are not profitable to actually get things done that are profitable. Now, I want you to learn to follow a few simple suggestions and steps, even if you don't know every exact detail at the moment you start. Right? When I go and start, like right now, I'm a little bit overweight, and my wife's cleaning out the garage. She's going to bring the weight thing in here. I don't know exactly how a pull-up helps me get buff or whatever. I don't know how it works chemically or muscly or whatever, right? I don't know how it works, but I know that if I do it, it works. Now, I might not know how to do the perfect pull-up like the guy on TV with the arms the size of my house, right? But I can do them and get a result. So the idea is to learn to follow a few simple suggestions, even if you don't know every detail of how it works at the moment you start, because you can learn as you go along. If I get up there to do a pull-up and after a week I say this isn't working right, maybe I put my arms farther apart or closer together, or maybe I put weight on my feet or something, whatever it is that helps me get a different result. But the fact of the matter is that I started something in the right direction. I knew I would get some kind of result. Now all I have to do is improve it. Very, very important. Now, another thing that I learned that's very big is sharing versus giving advice. This was a very, 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 very interesting thing to me, because I've always been the kind of person who was around people in my family that gave advice, right? They were all experts with my business. They were all experts with my life. They were all experts with my kids and my dog, right? As I learned, one of my rehab guys said, everyone's an expert with someone else's dog, right? They're all an expert. They'll teach you exactly what to do with your dog. You know what you should do with that dog? Here's what you do. Right? And that is advice giving. And now when you give someone advice, it leaves you open for criticism, right? Because you say, oh, hey, this didn't work. But if you share your story, it's completely different and it's easier to sell, because all you're doing is saying, hey, guys, I'm Marcus. I wanted to sell my house and get an extra X amount of money by not paying a realtor. Here's what I did. You want to learn it? Cool. I got this product that's going to show you how to do it, and it's $150. I hope you get the same results I did. It's really cool. Right? There it is. That's the end of it. That's all we're doing. And that is how we empower others. We empower others by giving them options. Giving them options. Very, very, very good. And that's one of the things that I'm doing today, is I'm giving you the option to learn how to change your life with an internet marketing business. I'm showing you the options to not have a job, the options to be able to work from home, be able to set up your life the way that you want it, right? Where you could go to, rehab for 6 weeks and not worry about anything if you so desire, or vacation, or whatever you want, right? Actually, vacation probably would have been cheaper. But at any rate, we look at that and we say, that's how we help. We empower others by giving them options. And I want you to think about how many options you can give to other people in different walks of life. Is there ways that you know how to save money on a car or a house, or ways that you can help people lose weight faster, or a way that you've done something? And I want you to start to look through all of your life experience and say, hey, has there been a time when I said, hey, you know what? I had that similar issue, and here's what I did. And if you can say yes to even the simplest thing, you can empower others, make a ton of money, and live the life you dream of online with a profitable business. Now, what I'm doing is I'm putting together all the stuff that I learned in a step-by-step course based on the system that I learned at the rehab, where you're going to go through, you're going to learn life stuff, you're going to learn business stuff, you're going to learn a ton of things, and you're going to walk out saying, that is the best course I've ever taken for my life, for my finances, for everything, because we are going to show you exactly what you need to do. Now, this isn't about willpower. It's not about willing yourself or doing more things or buying more stuff or getting more junk or more knowledge. This is about changing the way that you look at things. This is about seeing the blind spots in your mind, seeing the blind spots in your life to be able to make money online. So, if you want to start feeling better about your internet marketing business and feel good about what you're doing and make money in the process, some of you make a bunch of money, some, maybe just enough to pay the rent or whatever, but I'm here to show you exactly how it works. Now, one last thing I'll leave you with before we get to the next video. And that is to turn your challenges into opportunities, right? You either turn your challenges into opportunities or you remain a victim the rest of your life, right? We could sit here and we could say, well, the reason I'm not making money is because of Google, the Google Panda, right? And that sells a lot of product, by the way. Or the reason I'm not making money is because the affiliate network won't accept me, or I can't get enough traffic, or, I don't have enough money, or this or that, or this or that. And you could be a victim the rest of your life. I have plenty of them in my family who it's all the government's fault, and it's all this guy's fault, and it's all that guy's fault. And they have no responsibility at all. They're just victims, right? And what I want you to do is I want you to change that and take a stance for yourself and say, you know what? I am deciding right now to turn my challenges into opportunities, make a bunch of money, and live the life that I want, and not be a victim. Now, the downside is that you really have no one to blame if you take that stance, right? You have no one to blame but yourself, right? But on the bright side, you get to live a life that you are happy about. You get to make the money that you want to make in the way that you want to make, when you want to make it, in a really, really cool type of business, and feel good about what you do. So, again, I'm Marcus. You can get me on live chat, or you can email me at marcus@blogprofitnetwork.com if you are interested in working with me on this project. I'm not exactly sure how everything's going to go. I'm not sure how we're going to set it up or the pricing or anything. But if you start talking to me, we're going to get some stuff going. If you put some comments below about this video, if you enjoyed this video, if it helped you understand some things, please put your comments below. If you are interested in working with me, also put that in the comments below. We will have that in there. You could just, type out your comment, hit submit, and it'll go up on the website and everything like that. So really good stuff. If you guys are interested in working with me, which I know you definitely want to, because I got a lot of good stuff to share with you, and I learned how to teach. And one of the big things that I learned is that I don't teach you anything, right? There is nothing that I teach you. You learn, and learning is an active process, right? You are going to be active in your learning, and you're going to take steps to look at the things that will make you successful. So again, I'm Marcus. I'm glad to be back with you. I'm excited to start talking to you, and I'm excited about this new course that we're going to go through. It's going to be a very intensive course, so for those that really want to make money online, you want to do this, and we'll make it to where you can get involved somehow, some way. We're going to make it for you because because we want to get you involved and make it work for you. So let's turn our challenges into opportunities and make money online. Again, put your comments below. Hit me up on live chat or via email at marcus@blogprofitnetwork.com, and I will see you in the new course that is going to show you everything you need to know. And if you like this video, there's a lot more where that came from. Thanks again for watching, and I'm glad to be back with you in your internet marketing life.